It's a doozy. I'm sorry it's a doozy. But shit's happening, my friends. And we all need to do something about it. And we need to do something about it right now. Viewer discretion advised. I share a channel message I received from Archangel Michael on November 16th, 2016, in which he discusses what's really going on with these drones, UAP, UFOs. I approve the data of the file with photos of my computer's directory. I respectfully ask that if you are a sensitive person or suffer from anxiety, that you please watch a different video. I have quite a bit of good content here. The last thing I want to do is frighten or upset anyone, but with this particular subject matter, I realize that's impossible. I apologize in advance. This is not my normal video. It's crazy. This is my third attempt at recording this video. The first two attempts, the first one, my phone battery was at 50%. Perfectly fine. I've recorded the video. I was recording for 28 minutes. I can record a 30-minute video on 22% battery, no problem. By the time I finished recording, or what I thought was recording, I went to turn off my phone. It was a brick. No video. So I had to wait. I had to plug it in, charge it back up, had my lunch, came back, got all set up again to do number two. Second take, right? My phone at that point was at 78%. I began recording, went through the whole video, again, about 25, 30 minutes worth. You know, some of that's going to be edited down, so it's not going to end up being that long. Same thing happened again. And it's so hard to not just totally freak out and fly off the handle over this shit, you know? Also, I want you to know I'm not the type of person to use profanity, but you may be hearing quite a bit in this video. I apologize in advance. I apologize in advance to anyone who is upset or frightened by this video, because it's not a true tale of the paranormal when the paranormal becomes normal. And that's the situation we have going on right now with people seeing all these drones all over the place. And look, I've been watching news stations and their clips and other people's videos, people I trust, who I've been following for a very long time. Been taking some notes on a freaking napkin so I can keep some of it straight. These drones began showing up in November, actually, and they began showing up at over UK airport airspace, over the Manchester airport, and now we're seeing them mainly along the northern east coast of America. It started off pretty much in New Jersey, and it has spread from there to New York, inland to Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Indiana, Phoenix, and I believe it was in Phoenix that someone filmed somebody's drone, an actual real drone, being shot down by one of these things. There's video now of that. Now, a word about the videos that are out there on the internet. Please watch with several grains of salt. I'm no video expert, but I can tell in watching some of these, they're fake, because the number one sign of a fake, okay, very little emotional reaction from the person making the recording. You know, if it's a normal person and you're filming some unidentified object shooting down somebody's drone, aren't you going to be yelling? Aren't you going to be cussing and swearing and who knows what all else? I know I would. That's usually absent from a fake video. Also, another sign it's fake, if you remember, if you're old enough to remember, 1976, when Star Wars came out, A New Hope, the very first of the Star Wars movies, one of the main criticisms against that movie was all the laser fighting going on in space, and they were all saying you can't see lasers in space. They just don't show up. Some of these videos that I've seen are showing lasers, obviously fake as heck, okay? Be careful what you watch. Be careful who you watch. I am going to be linking to 2 channels I've been following, one of whom I have followed over a year. The other one I've only followed for maybe about the last 5 months or so. The one I recommend is Casper Sight. His videos will come first, and then I've got another channel that I watch once in a great while. That guy means well, but some of the stuff that I do see on his channel to me is obviously fake. Not that he's doing it, but he is sharing fake material. But the information he's sharing, his theories and stuff, are all pretty good, reasonable. And I hope you don't think I'm crazy with what you are about to hear. But here goes nothing. Let me look at my notes. I want to be sure. Okay, it started for me in April. If you look at my videos here on my channel, you'll see one called My First UFO Sighting. I'll try to remember to link to that one too. The description is going to be kind of crazy. I ask that you take your time, go through the links, watch what interests you, because there's going to be quite a bit down there this time. Okay, for my UFO sighting, just a real quick, brief summary of that for those of you who've already seen it. I was in Instagram DMs with one of my friends, and somehow, some way we were talking about, I started talking about Archangel Michael, and, you know, I have another video here. I posted, was it 2 videos? It was 2 videos ago. Funny, the timing is creepy. Anyway, it was 2 videos ago about my connection with him. I've been channeling Archangel Michael since 1996. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Go ahead. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm going to be, my tone is not my normal tone, and I will not apologize for that. That's just the way this video is going to be. Like the title says, I've never done a video like this, ever. And I pray I never make another one. I pray this whole situation can somehow be peacefully and quietly resolved to everyone's mutual satisfaction. Okay? But anyway, my friend and I were in DMs on Instagram, and I started talking about Archangel Michael to her, and then somehow we got onto the topic of UFOs. And then I started saying to her, you know, I firmly believe in intelligent life on other planets, and I'm really feel cheated. I've never seen a UFO, ever. And when I go out, I'm always looking up. I'm waiting for that first sighting. You know, I keep an eye out, and I'm looking and looking and looking. And one of the benefits of having a wandering eye is I can see over here. I can see way over here, you know? So if a UFO tries to sneak past my vision over here, I'd be able to see it. Easy. Like in traffic. I can always tell when someone's trying to cut me off. Simple. You know, it's one of those situations where it's both a blessing and a curse, because people think I'm intellectually inferior because I have a wandering eye. They just automatically assume that. I've been treated like shit because of this. I have you know, I've got a doctorate from UT Austin. Dean's List, A average all throughout my master's and my doctorate. So there's that. I don't like to throw my education in the face of anyone, honestly. I've dealt with enough pompous assholes in my life to not do that. But, you know, in this case, it's a little bit of social proof, just so you know, I'm not just some, you know, somebody off the street just spouting off craziness, because I'm sure we're going to see a whole lot of that on social media in the coming days, coming weeks, maybe coming months, depending on how long this insanity is going to last with these drones. Okay, so I'm complaining to her, oh, I've never seen a UFO, right? And then I see we have these really big cathedral 2nd-story windows in our home that overlook our backyard. And through one of them, I saw a jet plane. And we are 20 minutes from Bush Intercontinental Airport here in Houston. We're 45 minutes from NASA and along the coast in Galveston. And I see this plane doing this at exactly a 45-degree angle. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I thought only rockets could do that. I didn't know planes could do that and not, you know, totally fall out and crash. And it really scared me. And I told her, and I sent her the message. And I said, look, I have to go and see what this is. This plane might be going down. I don't know what the hell. Maybe it's being hijacked, terrorists. You know, I didn't know what was going on. in about the 10 seconds or so it took me to close out of Instagram, flip to my phone, dial 911 for our American Emergency Services. I go running outside. The plane has now pretty much leveled off, and so now it's going like this, still at a slight incline, but normal. And I was like, oh, thank God. And I turn to my left to turn around to go back into my house. And in so doing, I catch through this side of the sky. I have these two really big red maple trees in my backyard. Between them, I catch the sky between them as I'm going. And I notice like this little blob. And I look up there, it's a gray sphere, metallic sphere, no sign of rotors, no noise, no lights. And I'm like, no fucking way, right? I had my phone in my hand. I had already clicked the telephone part of it off because I wasn't going to call 911. So it was one more button, opens the camera. One more button, starts record. Boom, boom, right? So now my phone is recording. And I knew from being in Instagram DMs with my friend, my phone was around 50-something%. I don't remember. I remembered from my video, and I said the exact percentage that the battery was at in that video. Bring it up. It's a brick. The screen's all black, and I'm over here tapping on that screen so hard, I'm almost hurting my finger. There is nothing turning that phone on. It's totally dead. Meanwhile, that sphere was up there in the sky, just sitting there. It wasn't moving at all. And I watched it for a good, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. Your mind, you think it's half an hour. It's usually probably about 2 minutes when something like this is going on. It felt like half an hour. It wasn't a half an hour. And then, so I get upset. I start yelling at the thing. I'm like, hey, I know I've never been able to see UFO, and you're finally showing up here. What the hell are you doing zapping my phone? No one's going to ever believe me. I was so pissed. And I got this really strong feeling of like, just, they thought this was really funny. And that just made me even angrier. And then all of a sudden the sphere just went boop, completely blinked out of sight. It didn't move. I'm a Trekkie. I figured, they have a cloaking device. Well, duh. And I'm like, who knows where it is now? Because I can no longer physically see it, right? So I get a little bit scared. So I turn around, go in my house, shut the door, lock it, instruct my dog, you sit here by the back door and you wait. Anybody tries to come in, kill them, And I try to go about my day. I was freaking out. And I go through all this in my video, right? That's the preamble to this. That was my sighting of a drone, of what people seem to be seeing at night now, that I saw in the sky over Houston, Texas in April in 2024. Okay. To me, my experience proved to me, these things are telepathic. They can read our minds. Therefore, these objects are either biological entities or whoever or whatever is piloting them is telepathic. Because I saw another video of this lady, and I saw this, like the day before yesterday, and she's filming off of her back deck, which is what I had tried to do before they zapped my phone. And she's got her little kid with her. And she's telling her kids, say hi to the aliens. And the little kid's going, hi, aliens. Hi, this is Earth. Or some, goofy little things that little kids are going to say. And she says, oh, let's try to talk to them. And the little kid's like, huh? And she asked the little kid, ask them to blink off if they can hear us. And they're watching this one particular drone or orb or whatever the hell it was. A few seconds go by, it blinks out. Then it comes back on. At her request. Again, There's something either inside of them or it's the object itself that is conscious, cognizant, and knows how to communicate, can read our minds. Therefore, they're not strictly mechanical. That's what the government wants us to believe because they don't want us to panic. Think back, Google War of the Worlds radio show induced panic. And it's going to bring up articles about Orson Welles, this old-timey actor and director, extremely talented individual. He had a radio show way back in the day. Like we're talking 1930s, this is before TV. And he did a radio show called War of the Worlds. And people listening to it, it was so good. It was so convincing. They thought it was real. There were people jumping out of windows because they thought the aliens were here and we were all going to die. Do you think the government wants that to happen a second time? So suddenly they're just mechanical drones, don't worry. Another theory being tossed around, there are technology, we're testing something, but we can't say what it is. I say bullshit. Totally, I call bullshit on that. Mainly because these things are telepathic. A mechanical drone is not going to be able to read your freaking mind. I don't care how advanced that technology is. At least not one of ours. Now, if it's an alien drone, maybe alien tech can do that. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. Maybe. So there's that. Proof to me these things can hear us, or more specifically, can read our minds. Another really concerning thing that's coming out in these debriefs with local law enforcement and fire departments, they're being told if they come across one of these downed objects, they are not to approach it. Those who are approaching it must wear hazmat suits. I don't know anything about mechanical drones. I'm sure a lot of you know more than what I do. But when your drone comes down, your hobby drone comes down, is it so dangerous that you can't go near it without a hazmat suit? I wouldn't think so, because otherwise you have no freaking business having that drone in your possession in the first place. So why are local law enforcement, fire departments being told if you approach one of these things, you are only to do so wearing a hazmat suit? Hazmat suits protect us from germs. They protect us from radiation. These things are associated with radiation. Supposedly. Again, it's in the movies. So, you're kind of extrapolating what you know from movies to what is now reality. As fucked up as that seems. Okay. So there's that. Regarding drones, again, you can Google all this like I did. I don't have the links. I didn't have time to put it all together because, like I said, I'm being attacked with this thing. As a matter of fact, I want to check and be sure this is still recording. And I'm just going to leave this in the video just so y'all know that I am really concerned that battery is going to get zapped again. And what I did, before I started filming the second version, I have these statues here. This is Archangel Michael, whom I've been channeling since 1996. You think I'm crazy, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. And he's never been wrong. He's never steered me wrong. He has never failed any one of my clients. I do positive candle work for my clients. He's never failed anyone who has needed his help, his protection, his guidance. Michael has got, I'm very happy to say for him, a 100% success rate. Personally, I do not, but Michael does, and that makes perfect sense because I'm just a fallible little human, he's an archangel. Also, he's the one, he's the kick-ass archangel. Anyway, Where was I? I'm probably going to get distracted a lot when during this video because, okay, the rules for drones, FAA rules. You are not allowed to fly your drones at night. Makes sense. You know, it's kind of dangerous. It's no flight after sundown. That's a very common, typical rule that comes from the FAA. Also, they have a limit as to how high in altitude you can fly your drones. I'm not sure how high that limit is, but I'm pretty sure it's not as high as a jet. And there is a video, and I believe it's on the CNN YouTube channel. I would have to go back and look. I'm going to try to link to that below too. I've been watching an awful lot the past 2 weeks, so I have to look through my most recents to find these links I'm going to be sharing with y'all. But on the CNN YouTube channel, there is a video where there are pilots talking about seeing these things while they're piloting their jets. That's not good. The last thing we want is for any of these things to interfere in any way, shape, or form with a commercial flight with hundreds of people on the plane. Not to mention all the people on the ground. Okay, so there's that. Let me see. Okay, talked about the hazmat suits and mentioning the states they are now seeing them in. It started in New Jersey here in America, spread to New York, Connecticut, Delaware. I actually personally have a client of mine, one of my patrons, who lives in Delaware, and all her neighbors saw them the night before last. And she was smart and stayed inside her house. I wouldn't want to be out there at night under these things either. Because who knows what they are? Who knows what type of energies they may be emitting? That's something people haven't considered. I'd say she was really smart to stay in her house. And now I hear today these drones are being seen as far west as Minnesota, Arizona, and the latest, last night, Houston, Texas, right here. And I have to tell you, last night, I felt really freaked out from about 7 o'clock until I went to bed. And I go to bed really late. I think it was like about 12:15 a.m. when I finally lay down in bed to go to sleep. I felt like somebody was going to try to break into my house. And I have to tell you, I am not the paranoid type. I don't sit around thinking some awful thing's going to happen. I mean, if you Google me, you'll see one of my other YouTube accounts, The Positive Vibes Artist. I am a professional artist. I always strive to be positive. So that to me, that was the perfect, handle for me. I'm at the same handle over on Instagram, where I always strive, and it's always been my mission across all my social media, that we don't know what type of difficult journeys people are having in their lives. And so when they come to my social media, I always want them to leave my social media feeling better than when they arrived. And that is why this video has me so upset, because I know it's going to scare the shit out of a lot of people. That's why I posted the disclaimer at the beginning, the viewer discretion. The last thing I would ever want to do is to have anything that I've done, any action of mine, cause harm to another person. I would not be able to deal with that. And so I don't want anyone going off and doing anything really crazy, hurting themselves, hurting someone else, what have you. That does not need to happen. There are ways to deal with this, and I'm going to share with you right now what Archangel Michael has said about all of this. Now, for social proof, I have photographed the directory of my computer. I'm an idiot when it comes to tech, okay? It's a miracle I can make these videos. Honest to God, it's a miracle. I screw up everything, and tech, anyway. I can't fake a computer directory. I wouldn't have the faintest idea of how to do that. Okay? I photographed my directory in Word where I have this channeled message from Archangel Michael, and you can see the date on there, and I will enlarge it. It's going to fill the whole screen for a couple seconds so you can see the exact date that I typed up that message and the date of the last time any changes were made to that file. And you'll see the only change made to that file was I printed it out yesterday, which was December, what is it, the 12th? No. I don't know what day it is. What's day? Sunday? It was December the 14th. December the 14th is when I printed it out. So I have it right here. Every word is 100% true. I stake my professional reputation on this, okay? Which I have worked hard to build up over the last 26 years. I'm just going to go through and read it. I just want you to know, Michael's like me. Although he is like the ass kicker of the heavenly host, he's not a mean angel. He doesn't he does not use intimidation unless you're evil, you know, unless he's dealing with evil energies, as he calls them. He doesn't refer to them as entities, he refers to them as energies. According to Michael, and this is what he told me, and I don't have it typed up yet, and my channeling, when I channel, it just goes all over the place, and I write in circles and all this. It would be absolutely pointless to photograph it for you because you would never be able to decipher it. But he told me, I want to say it was like the day after my UFO sighting, so back in April, he asked me, what do you think you saw? I said, I saw a UFO. I saw some sort of alien thing up there. I'm not sure where it comes from or anything, but it was a UFO. And he says, so that's what you think, huh? And I was like, why? What are you trying to tell me? And he's like, it's a UFO by definition, but what you assume is piloting that UFO is incorrect. He then proceeded to tell me that the UFOs were coming from the ground. And I actually had a paranormal experience at Stonehenge in 1989 that I think is proof of that. So I don't have anything to write with here. Crap. Well, I'll see it when I edit the video. I want to make that my next video because it's going to play directly into this one. But 1989, something really weird happened to me and my entire tour group of 11 people when we were walking toward the monument Stonehenge in Wiltshire, England. And Michael told me these things are under the surface of the earth. They are underground. They're also in our oceans, and that's how they enter our airspace. They don't come down from elsewhere. They're coming up. And I was like, my first thought was, whoa, the hollow earth theory is actually real? I thought it was, Edgar Rice Burroughs, Journey to the Center of the Earth and all that stuff, and Jules Verne and all that. And he was like, no. And I was like, well, what is it then? Did they go down there and build massive installations and do all this tunneling and everything? He says, no. He told me he put them there. Archangel Michael and his legions of the heavenly host put, as Michael calls them, these energies underneath the surface of the earth where they have been kept until recent times when they figured out how to get out. I don't think I need to spell that out for you, my friends. These things, a lot of them, what we're seeing right now in New Jersey, they're what Michael refers to as the fallen ones, as in fallen angels, as in demons. And like I said, The last thing I want to do is scare anyone, upset anyone. But I'm telling it like it is. I am sharing what I know to be the truth. Because like I said, Archangel Michael has never once led me astray. This message that I received on November 12th, 2016 is one of about, I don't know, I've never really counted them, but I'm guessing there's probably like around 50. He doesn't sit down and talk this much. He usually comes into my head, or however it is that he's manifesting into my thoughts, whatever. And he's usually conveying a message for about maybe 2 minutes. So this was a lengthy visit. Because he pauses a lot in between. So God, I feel sick. I feel so sick. All this baloney has affected my digestive system big time. I was so sick a little while ago. I was like, there's no way I can make this video. I wanted to just go and lay down in bed because that's nauseated. Really, really sick. Everything is just spinning. Crap. I also had 2 eye surgeries within a month, cataract removal. That can affect your equilibrium. After the first one, I did get really sick like this, but this is different. This is like, this is just different. I can't even explain it. Anyway, I'm going to check my phone one more time because what happened the last 2 times has me really worried. Okay, still recording. Awesome. I think I was going to say before, and I just went into something else. When I started to record the second video, I went around here. I don't make any secret of this. You can Google me and find out really who I am and what I do for my business. But I am what you call a positive light worker. I perform candle work for my clients. I send them positive energy. I help them. When I don't help them, the energy helps them with their problems. And I pray. I pray to Jesus for them and to Mother Mary and to the angels and, you know, all the positive forces to help this individual with whatever problem they're having. Okay. So I know the ins and outs of being a spiritual practitioner. And I know how to establish sacred space in profane space. Profane space is your living area. Anything outside of holy land, outside of a church, is considered to be profane. While the inside of a church, sacred area, it's sacred, okay? So to establish sacred space, when I started to record my second video, that's what I did in this room. I cleansed it with frankincense and myrrh incense. That's the most powerful cleanser. You may want to get yourself some. And I have this real special bell that a lady my dad used to be part-time gardener for gave this to me. And she said it came from Germany. And it has the names of the 4 apostles for the first 4 books of the New Testament in here in Latin. So you see Saint Marcus, Saint Johannes, which is John, Saint Lucas, which is Luke, and Matthias, which is Matthew. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And I use this to establish my sacred space. And I just walk around in a circle, wherever it is I need the sacred space to be, and I ring it. Constantly, as I am asking Archangel Michael for protection. I did that before the second video. And my phone got zapped a second time. So this is 3rd time's a charm. I'm hoping, because otherwise I'm going to be extremely upset because I am really quick running out of energy because I feel like shit now. So that's the little bit I kind of glossed over earlier and forgot to explain. Okay, for the message. Like I said, you saw the directories earlier when I mentioned them. I'll put them up on the screen again real quick for anyone who might be scrubbing through this video really fast. because I know I'm verbose. I apologize for that. There's just a lot of shit going on. I did not have time to get all of my thoughts in order. You know, what you're seeing on my napkin is pretty much it. And of course, my phone screwed up the last 2 videos, so I did have a little bit of practice. You should have seen the last 2. If you think this one's crappy. And during the first one, I was crying. I'm actually secretly glad that one got zapped. I couldn't do it without crying. I cried several times during that video. I may do so again, because when I was crying, it was while reading Michael's message. So here we go, without further ado. This is channeled message directly from Archangel Michael by me, Nefer Kefri, in Houston, Texas. This was channeled by me November 12th, 2016. That was the election, and I wasn't too happy about the results, and I dumbly thought this was about the election. Ha! I wish. Boy, do I wish that's what it was about. But in reading it, you'll see. This isn't about any earthly election. Just listen. My dear ones, as the vast majority of you are aware, I and my legions have been fighting a war against evil since time immemorial. We have gained ground and we have lost ground. Such is the nature of any war. I admit to you that recently we have lost ground, but no matter the result, the ground would still have been lost. The area of your planet known as America, also the area known as the United Kingdom. The drones first showed up, UK, and now they're here. There you go. These are what you refer to as the 2 great superpowers of your planet, of your people. It is an accurate label for each of them, yet their leaders leave much to be desired. The leaders of these countries do not merely lead their own people, they lead the world. They shape your world's economy. Their laws define what is considered moral behavior, and they define what is thought to be human rights. Unfortunately, at this time in your planet's history, it tremendously pains me to say your planet has reached the start of its darkest hour. I am not here to spread love and light today. I am here with a warning. Simply put, for the time being, the dark side is winning. Dare I repeat it? The dark side is winning. Is in all uppercase. The political systems of the great superpowers have been under evil attack for decades. Myself and those who work with me have done what we can to protect these political systems from total corruption by ensuring that truly good people have held the reins of power. It is quite unfortunate that, as with any war, particular battles are lost. It happens to your greatest generals. I am sad to say that it happens to me as well. The current political upheaval your planet is experiencing is but one battle that has been recently lost, but it is not the war. The war continues, as it shall, for as long as evil decides to buck the authority of the source of all. That's what Michael refers to as God. Evil knows no authority but its own, when in truth it holds no authority in this or any other universe. Evil is the thorn in the side of all that is good. Evil has taken root in the hearts of humans. We work with each and every human in an attempt to root out the evil within the heart and soul. However, in order for our efforts to be successful, the human must desire to be cleansed. Many of your centuries ago, that was the case. Humans did not wish to be evil. They found no joy in it, no great payoff. So they were open to our healing energies. Unfortunately, as your time has marched onward, evil and greed now work hand in hand. People believe in order to benefit, in order to have what you term money and what you consider to be riches, that you cannot be a good person because good people are walked on. Good people finish last. That idea has been sowed by evil and is now being reaped by countless humans around your planet. What is worse is that many of these individuals are in positions of what you would classify as real political power. I am not here to pass judgment. That is not my job. And I think the source of all that is, was, and ever shall be, that this is not my job. It is a task I have never envied. I am not here to say that the current world leaders are evil, but what I can tell you is what I have seen in their hearts. The vast majority of their attacks are black. Black, I tell you, black as pitch. I now call on all my earth warriors. You know who you are. That's all in caps. You know who you are. I have touched your hearts, your very souls. I call upon you to rise up. Take a stand against evil. Let evil know its influence upon your lives and upon your countries is not permitted. Take a stand by returning to prayer. Take a stand by sending out positive energy into the minds and hearts of those individuals who are in positions of power. Take a stand in living your own life with more love and understanding toward others, especially those who disagree with you. Take a stand for your children. Be a stronger parent, an even better example than what you are already. I'm sorry, let me start that sentence again. Take a stand for your children. Be a stronger parent, an even better example than what you already are knowing. Oh, I forgot a comma. Michael doesn't use punctuation, so it's difficult. Okay, again, for the third time. Take a stand for your children. Be a stronger parent, an even better example than what you already are, knowing you are shaping future generations of your planet's population. Take a stand and be firm in the face of adversity as you have faith that the source of all shall see you through it. Take a stand by believing in yourselves as having the actual and very real power to change everything within a generation, should you so choose to answer that call. That's hope right there. Take a stand and follow me, Archangel Michael, he who is like unto God, the Prince of the heavenly host, warrior of good, defender of the faith. I call upon each and every one of you to do what you can, big, small, it does not matter. As long as you focus on sending out only good, then your good works can and will turn the tide. That's will turn the tide, all caps. We need you. We need your help. Without you, the battle will be lost. I repeat, without you, the battle will be lost. The turning point has come. The turning point is now. Do what you can to help turn the tide, and you can all take it upon yourselves to save your people, your planet. It is not too late. Light still shines in countless hearts and souls. Allow your light to shine even brighter. Be an example to others. Show them what joy it is to live in the light, so that they too can gradually turn from the dark path they have chosen for themselves. I stand beside you. My legions stand behind you. Whenever you feel threatened, or even if you are simply feeling overwhelmed, call my name. I, Michael L. I'll explain that in a second. He who is like unto God, I shall be at your side immediately. In fact, I am at your side already. Little do most of you realize. Sent via the universal consciousness of the Christ, Michael L., channeled by Nefer Kefri, November 12, 2016, Houston, Texas. He will always give all his, not all, but a lot of his titles in a channeled message, and that's just because I always charge him in the name of Christ to tell me who he is, even though I darn well know who he is, because evil is incredibly insidious, extremely tricky, and it wouldn't be the first time that they've masqueraded as a being of light. As for how he pronounces his name, Micah L. Micah, M-I-C-H-A dash capital E, lowercase l. Michael. Michael. L is short for Elohim, which is a word for God. And Michael L, the EL you see on the end of so many angelic names is just that. It means of God. So it's just a naming custom for angels. And when he says, he who is like unto God, that's one of his titles. He's not being blasphemous. That is actually one of his titles, along with Prince of the Heavenly Host, Warrior of Good, Defender of the Faith, and yada, yada, yada. On and on. But that is Michael's message for this whole situation regarding the drones. As far as anything you can do to help, again, as Michael says, please focus on prayer. If you have turned away from prayer for whatever reasons in your life, bad things happen to good people every day. I just saw a post from one of my lovely Facebook friends. Her nephew and his son were rear-ended while their car was broken down on a bridge, and that caused their car to burst into flames. His 2-year-old son is dead, died instantly, and her nephew has got, I believe it's 3rd-degree burns over a good portion of his body. That happened like yesterday to this poor family. I ask you to keep Jody and her family in your prayers. This is going to be a long, long time of healing. You're watching this a year from now, 2 years from now, please do send up a prayer. So like I said, horrible things happen to good people every day. Whatever's happening in your life that may have caused you to turn away from prayer, I am sending you love. I'm sending you healing from that. And I'm begging you, please pray on this. Pray on this daily. I'm going to copy a couple of prayers to Archangel Michael below in the description that you can use. If you'd like to bow your head and pray with me right now, please do. This is the official prayer to Archangel Michael as given to us by one of the earlier popes. And here we go. Bow your heads, take a deep breath. Archangel Saint Michael, defend us in our battles. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all evil forces who wander the world for the ruin of souls. In Christ's name, amen. If you were to just say just that prayer every day, I and everyone else would be so grateful. So again, my last intention was to scare anyone, but I'm sure I've done that, and you have my humblest, sincerest apologies. It's scary. I called my channel True Tales of the Paranormal. I never thought the paranormal would become normal. I mean, it's normal in my life because, my life's been very weird from pretty much the get-go. I mean, I've got a paranormal story that dates back to where I was 6 months old. No, 5 months old. I was 5 months old in my bassinet and something really weird happened. So, to me, the paranormal is kind of normal, but to the average person, it definitely is not. And I realize that. So I just want to say, take this all as you take it. I ask that you share this video because the more who, oh God. There is nothing like almost puking on camera, my friends. Oh God. Anyway. Share. I'm not saying that to get me more views, to get me more subscribers. I don't care if I ever get another subscriber at this point. There's much, much bigger problems Not that getting subscribers is a problem, but you know what I'm saying. It's much bigger things to be concerned about, like all this crap going on right now. Pray on it. I thank you for tuning in. Anyone who's had the patience and the wherewithal and the strength to watch this video all the way to the end, let me know. I'd like to give you a personal shout out during my next video, and I will either, depending on how many people do this, I'll either run your YouTube handles along the bottom of the screen, or maybe I'll say them during the video, or maybe I'll do both. Drop me, use the angel emoji from your phone and drop it in the comments below, and that way I'll know. And I'll give you all a shout out here. I'll give you a shout out on across my social media, and I appreciate you all so deeply. Also, this I will be sharing. Speaking of social media, I will be sharing photos of this on my Instagrams and on my Facebook, my main account, my personal page, which is magical with a CK musings at Facebook. That's my personal page. If you want to friend me there, that's fine. I am a public person. I do accept friend requests from strangers. I'm also going to be sharing the file for this in my groups on Facebook, so you can go check it out and see the actual file. And I will try to remember to note those in the description below. The description is going to be a nightmare to type up. But I appreciate you all again so much. I thank you for watching. This has been Neferkefri, your hostess with the ghostess, and also Neferkefri of Magical Musings, and also Neferkefri, the Positive Vibes artist. Yeah, I wear many hats. That's me. Thank you again. And may the positive forces of our universe please keep us all safe. Until next time.